Well, it was a subdued start to the week on Wall Street. The prospect of an interest rate hike remains in focus, but it wasn't enough to move the needle sharply in either direction. The Dow Jones Industrials off a modest 8 points to 17,492. The Nasdaq declined nearly 4. The S&P 500 down about the same. In this market, some investors feel trapped. Mike Santoli explains why.
There's a case to be made for stocks moving nicely higher in coming months, but most investors aren't listening. Money has been pulled from stock funds for 6 straight weeks, even as stock prices have recovered from the winter sell-off. Surveys show small investors more focused on fear of further market turbulence than excited by the chance for gains. And even those who are staying in the market prefer what they see as safer stocks, such as more stable, dividend-paying stocks. On one level, all this caution is understandable. The broad market has made no progress in more than a year and a half. Stocks look at least fully valued, with corporate profits flat since 2014. There's a growing chance the economy is doing well enough to prompt another Federal Reserve rate boost, but not well enough to drive fast corporate profit growth. And a noisy presidential campaign between two polarizing candidates lies ahead. Yet it's worth keeping in mind that market conditions could be on the verge of improving, just as the majority of investors least expected. Oil prices have rebounded, which will bolster energy companies. The U.S. dollar has dipped, which should help corporate profits grow again by the third quarter. Global borrowing costs are quite low. The U.S. consumer is getting a long-awaited pay raise. Inflation is rising, but from very low levels, which is a pretty good backdrop for companies and stocks. And then there's the fact that the average investor isn't positioned for a strong market move. Contrary logic says that markets often confound majority opinion. None of this means that stocks are poised to surge right here, right now. The public has correctly figured out that this is a delicate backdrop for the market. But when the consensus gets too focused on the dangers, it makes sense at least to consider the existence of upside risk to stocks as well. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Mike Santoli.